Hi everyone, my name is Andy Hagerman. I'm a lifelong musician, and over the last 10 years, I've served as Avid's training manager for the Asia Pacific region. This is the first in a series of videos that I'm making with the help of Audio Solutions Japan, who have also helped in translating Avid's Pro Tools 101 and 110 books into Japanese. This first video will focus on the fundamental concepts of the modern DAW. What is a session file? How does it work? And what exactly does non-destructive editing mean? Let's start with a discussion on the Pro Tools session file, what it is and what it isn't. What a session file is an arrangement of your system's inputs and outputs. In other words, how sound goes into your computer and how it leaves your computer. If you're a musician and you use MIDI, all of your song's MIDI data is also included as a part of your session file. Any kind of editing that you do in Pro Tools, that's saved in your session file as well. Things like fade-ins, fade-outs, and crossfades. And your mix settings too. Things like volume and pan settings, and how those settings can change over time. And last, but definitely not least, something called clip definitions, and that's what we'll focus on in this video. Now let's talk about the things that aren't a part of a Pro Tools session file. And essentially what we're talking about here are big media files. Your project's audio files and video files, those are not going to be included as a part of your session file. Let's put this into a real-world scenario. Let's say that you're recording a number of audio parts into Pro Tools. When you record onto those audio tracks, what you're actually doing is creating a number of audio files on your hard drive. By default, those files will be created in your session folder's audio files subfolder. When Pro Tools plays back after the recording is done, Pro Tools will refer to or point to those files on your hard drive wherever they are. This is a very important concept when it comes to using a DAW. If you're going to move your session from one system to another, you need to make sure that you move not only your session file, but also any audio files or video files that your session is referring to, or that media will be missing when you try to play your session again. Now let's see what this concept looks like inside Pro Tools itself. The window that you're looking at here is called the Pro Tools Edit window, and in this edit window, you're seeing 3 horizontal audio tracks. On the second audio track, you're seeing a single box. We call that box an audio clip. This clip is referring to an audio file on my hard drive, and in this case, it's a bass part that I just recorded. Let's take a moment and listen to that clip play from start to finish. Okay, some of that is pretty rough, but I think there's one phrase in there that I might be able to pull out, and then I can repeat it or loop it. What I'll do now is select an area of the clip, and I'll play it again. Because I'm using the loop playback feature, the clip will play back over and over, and I can hear how it would sound if it were a loop. Next, I'll just trim that clip to the selected area so that I have a single clip that just includes the phrase that I want. But what happened to the audio that's been cut? Has it been permanently deleted? No, and that really is the essence of what non-destructive means. You'll see that if I use the trim tool and pull out one of these clip boundaries, nothing of the audio file has been deleted. I've just changed the segment of the audio that will be played on my timeline. But it gets better. I could take this clip and move it elsewhere in my session. I can move it to another track. I can move it to another position on the same track. I'll go ahead and move this over to the beginning of my track. Now I want to duplicate it a few times. I'll duplicate it a total of 4 times here. Now that I've copied the clip 4 times, do I have 4 times as much audio on my hard drive? No, I don't. Pro Tools is simply pointing to that segment of audio on my hard drive and playing it 4 times in succession. And the non-destructive concept even applies to mixing. I'm going to open up a plug-in effect here on my track. Let's listen to what that audio sounds like with that effect. A great thing about working with a DAW is that the effects are also non-destructive. The audio files that are written to your hard drive are without any effects on them. They're the original recordings. That means that you can put different plugins on there, you can put different effects on there. If you like them, you can keep them. If you don't like them, you can take them off and you're right back to the original sound. And that's a very basic discussion on how a DAW works with media and what non-destructive means in modern audio production. In this video, you've seen me use some basic editing and processing techniques. Trust me, there's a lot more to explore in Pro Tools. One great way to get a solid education in Pro Tools is through the Avid Learning Partner Program. You can learn more about it through the Avid website and send your questions to me through the email address here. And thanks again to Audio Solutions Japan for their help in creating this video. See you next time.